First, let me say that I am deeply disappointed and offended by the disrespect shown to Councilman Irby. She is the chair of the St. Louis County Council and the author of these important bills. It is embarrassing. Councilman Irby worked closely with Rob Horton, our diversity programs manager, for many long hours on these bills. She sought input from her colleagues on the council and was open to comments from others. I believe the bills are fair and impactful. They are a solid first step in getting St. Louis County in the right place relative to diversity and inclusion. For that reason, I am taking an extraordinary step of signing an executive order today that includes the original language in Councilman Irby's bills. This order will be effective immediately. Some people will say that this order is only symbolism. Well, the American flag is a symbol that means a great deal to me. The Statue of Liberty is a symbol that means a great deal to me. This order also means a great deal to me as well. This executive order sets a standard for who we are and how we conduct business in St. Louis County. This reflects our value system. I fully expect those on the council in opposition to our efforts to take steps to weaken or even this order completely. But then we have to explain why they want to continue to disenfranchise minorities and women. We are moving forward in St. Louis County. This order strengthens what we have already been doing in St. Louis County. If you look at my cabinet, it is one of the most diverse executive teams of any administration ever. We have 17 cabinet members, 5 are African American, 4 of those women of those 5. We have Asians and Hispanics as well. Despite having legislation spelling out goals for inclusion, I have made that a priority during my tenure as county executive. In 2007, I signed an executive order dealing with apprenticeship programs. We have had great success with that order, especially on the Page and Olive Connector, where we exceeded our goals. On the recently completed health campus in Berkeley, the MBE and WBE goal was 20%, with a minimum of 16% going to MBE firms. The MBE and WBE actual for the health campus was 38.1%, with 34.5 to MBE and 3.6 to WBE. When I hired Rob Horton, his top priority was to get us prepared for a disparity study. We are going to do just that. Rob can discuss the details with you in a moment, but we expect to be on the street with our RFP within the next 60 days. Even without a complete disparity study for St. Louis County, the goals we are setting are consistent with the policy goals of other public agencies like Metro, the state of Missouri, MSD, and the city of St. Louis. Look, at the end of the day, whether we are talking about this issue or the Mosaic or enabling entrepreneurs, what we are really discussing is what kind of place do we want St. Louis County to be, and what kind of place do we have to become in order to grow and to prosper. I will tell you this, and no team has a chance of success with 25% of its players not allowed to play in the game.
Taking this action, I'm a little disappointed that it didn't go as I planned with our council supporting this issue in 2014. I can't imagine why anyone wouldn't support this diversity and fairness. I don't understand that. I'm disappointed, but this is the next step, and we have to move on. I would just like to address a couple of issues. One of the things that disturbed me during this effort was that people were saying that it was a political move and that I was doing it because I was running for re-election. Everyone who knows me, and I stated this last night at the council meeting, people who know me, and as I look out in the audience at many of you, I've run this past you for years, since I started, and the county executive knows that as well. So it had nothing to do with that. It's about fairness, equality. You know, there's no reason why women and minorities can't get their fair share. There's just no reason for that. When I left here last night, my children were in the audience and they couldn't believe we were having this discussion. Many of us have seen this and fought for this equality, but my children couldn't believe the discussion and what they heard in there last night and how the council was not willing to go with fairness. So I'm excited about this. I give all the credit to the county executive for helping me move it forward, but to Robert Horton, who is the diversity person who you'll hear from next, I gave him a list of what I wanted, and he went to work on it, and with assistance from our counselor, Pat Reddington, I appreciate them. Robert was just an expert with this. So thank you all for coming. I love all of you, and as I said, I look out in the audience and see so many of you who gave me advice over the years on how to do this, and I appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, this is a historic day for St. Louis County government, representation of the community as a whole, the leadership of this administration, from Councilwoman Irby and the county executive, putting forth this executive order. I'm going to go over the executive order as whole, hold your questions, and I will complete those at the end of the interview. Ladies and gentlemen, today we established the Office of Diversity Programs, which is a very important endeavor. This office will report directly to the executive director over the county St. Louis government. It reports to the county executive as a whole. My daily responsibility in this role was to ensure that we have compliance, inclusion, and workforce goals as we move forward on all our projects. It established the role of the Diversity Program Administrator. In that role, I will be coordinating and directing the county executive efforts to assist business owners by minority and women in contract awards. We'll support the county departments in their diversity efforts throughout all departments of St.Louis County government. Oversee the diversity procurement outreach, which is a very important endeavor, ensuring that all individual vendors have an opportunity to succeed on these contracts, and compliance and administration of the program, which is a very important endeavor as well. Establish the minority and women participation goals for construction contracts over $1 million. This is a very first. We are engaging the 20% minority business enterprise and 5% women business enterprise for all construction projects over $1 million. Next, we will establish workforce goals for all construction projects over $1 million, which will be inclusive of all labor hours performed by minorities, 10% by persons who reside in St. Louis County. And once again, that is a win-win for this community. And also, it's inclusive of 5% by women participants for construction over $1 million. And lastly, we're wanting to establish the apprenticeship program for all construction projects over $2 million. And there's been a debate at the threshold of the $25,000. We are addressing this through this executive order. We want to ensure that all residents of the community, minorities, women, and the community as a whole has an opportunity to participate. Construction duration for these construction type projects will be 2 construction seasons. Each project will require the standard ratio between journeyman and apprenticeships, and apprenticeship participation goals at these levels will be 15%. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a new day for St. Louis County. And the leadership of what we intend to do with this, we are here to support the community as a whole. In order to be a valuable community, we must include all our citizens, all our taxpayers, and our community. Thank you very much, and thank you for coming out.